elections. So I do use that X, and I asked Grok about the last 20 presidential elections, what happened after basically 1 year after the election. And this gives you a sort of understanding of what happens after the presidential election. It's not, to give you a short answer, it's not really who gets elected, which party gets elected. It's more of the economic conditions at the time that drives the following year of the presidential election mortgage rate changes. By the way, well, if we met, my name is Sean Yu from Portland, Oregon, selling since 2008. So I've actually seen the 2008 market crash and the mortgage rate changes and things like that back then. But back to the presidential election. So one thing that I want to mention is that right now I see a lot of like the Trump supporters are kind of going after the Harris supporters about kind of rubbing it in, with salt. I'm actually independent. I don't want to talk about politics, but people voted, and but there's no reason to rub it in. In my opinion, it just makes you look very immature. It it really matters how they're going to follow through with their promises in the next 4 years or 8 years. I don't know. But let's go back to the last 20 elections of the presidential. So going back to 1972, that was Nixon's re-election. 30-year fixed rate was 7.43%. The following year, it didn't really change much. And then 1976, Carter's election, that he was Democrat, the rates were 8.81% in 1976. In 1977, rates decreased slightly to 8.79%, so it didn't really change much. 1980, Reagan's election, rates were 14.21% in 1980. In 1981, the rates increased significantly to 18.45%, guys. 18.45% by October, due to the inflationary pressure rather than the election outcome. So it's really how the inflation is doing, how the economy is doing, how the job market is doing. 1984, Reagan's re-election, 1984, the rate dropped from 18.45% to 13.64%. The following year, after the election, it went down about a half a point, 13.18%. 1988, Bush Sr.'s election, it was at 10.27%, 10.27% in 1988. The following year increased by about a half a point, 10.61%. 92, Clinton's election, 8.31% in 1992. The following year, 8.21%, so it didn't change much. In 96, Clinton's re-election, rates were 7.62%. The following year, 7.6%, so it didn't change much. 2000, Bush Jr.'s 7.75%. The following year, 7.38%, so it went down about a half a point. 2004, Bush Jr.'s re-election, rates were 5.73%. The following year, it was almost the same, 5.75%, so it didn't change much. In 2008, Obama's election, rates were 6.09%. The following year, 5.29%. Now, this is obviously the housing market crash rather than Obama getting elected. 2007, 2008, housing market crashed. So you will see in the following Obama's re-election, the rate was at 3.35%. and then the following year rates did not change. So that one quick note that I wanted to make here is that like 3%, 4% rates didn't exist last 20 election cycle. So that's what is that? It's like 40 years or something? No. 4 times 20. I can't think this morning. But yeah, so we just got so used to the 3% range in the 2000 and things like that. But let's go back to 2016, Trump, the first election of Trump, 3.77%. And then the following year, it went up about half a point, 4.2%. In 2020, Biden, at that point, it we had a pandemic, so the rate changed. It went down below 3% in some cases, and a few sort of connections that I wanted to make here is that it either went down like half a point or it went up half a point. In some elections, it stayed the same. The anomalies are the housing market crash in 2008. They had to drop significantly. And then one that stood out to me was 1980, when Reagan was elected, it was at 14%, and the following year it went to 18.5%. That's 4.5% increasing after the election. It's just wild to think about 18% mortgage rate. But then the house prices were really cheap back then, right? So Grok says that there isn't a consistent pattern of the mortgage rate either increasing or decreasing 1 year after a presidential election. Increases have been observed in several elections, but these are often more correlated with broader economic conditions like inflation in 1980 or policy expectations post-elections like 2016. Decreases and stability in rates post-elections tends to occur in times of economic stability or Federal Reserve policies are aimed at keeping the rates low or reducing them, like post-2008 or during Biden's election due to the economic response to the pandemic. So yeah, there you have it. So with now Trump being elected, it's hard to know what they're going to do. But right now, as far as I know, inflation rate isn't close to 2%, the target 2% that they aim for. The job market isn't doing that well. So Fed has some decisions to make. And there's some talks that some of the Trump's teammates, there's some folks that Fed has to go. RFK mentioned that the FDA needs to go so that we can have better foods for our better health. So I don't know, guys, what's going to happen. Based on this, I don't see the Reagan's 4.5% increase type of thing. Obviously, that was anomaly. If we don't get another pandemic, hopefully not, we're not going to get that kind of stuff. So based on this trend, just connecting the dots, it could either go up 0.5% or it could go down 0.5% or stay. So that's what I get from this data. But what's going to really change with that, assuming that fact, 0.5% going up or down or stay the same, right now it's about 7%. The bigger indicator will be the supply and demand, really. We don't have a lot of supplies. The home affordability with the homeowners insurance increasing, property taxes increasing. So here's where the new administration can help somehow, or local governors and senators or local laws can actually change so that the property taxes can maybe stay remain sort of same or slightly lower, or the president basically saying that, hey, let's cap the property, the insurance, the homeowners insurance at certain level, so that the affordability just doesn't go up too far too fast. I'm not sure what's going to happen with the Fed, the Federal Reserve, but just talking about the rate, it looks more likely like a 0.5% increase or 0.5% decrease. So hope that helps. If you have any questions or thoughts, leave a comment, and thanks for watching. It's super sunny in Portland, Oregon in November, the day after election now. So I'm getting some sun. Anyways, thanks for watching, and I hope you have a great day. Bye now. Oh, there's some comments. It's hard to read, guys. Sorry. With the sun, my screen does not show. Oh, yo, hi, yes, baby. Okay. She let him talk. God. Yeah, thanks, guys. Have a great day. I don't have much to say, so enjoy your day. And be nice to those Harris supporters. I'm not going to say who I voted for. Bye now.